Williams. I'm one of your recovery coaches at Capital Recovery Center.
My name is Craig. I'm also a recovery coach at Capital Recovery Center. Welcome.
And I'm Karen, also a Capital Recovery Coach.
All right, so today we have another great all recovery meeting. The stuff that we will be going over today is Relapse Prevention Group Handout. It's a matrix model. It's done by HAZELDEN. So we will be reviewing lessons out of here for the next few weeks. It's 16 weeks individualized program, and we have been going over those things back and forth each week.
All right, so I'm going to go through some housekeeping. Welcome to this all recovery meeting. An all recovery meeting welcomes all who struggle with addiction, are affected by addiction, and or support the recovery lifestyle. An all recovery meeting is non-denominational, meaning all paths of recovery are embraced here. Today, I will choose a universal recovery topic, and then we will discuss it. Specifically, an all recovery meeting is not affiliated with any anonymous program, although we are likely to hear comments associated with 12-step fellowships. Coming from a place of mutual respect and understanding, let's observe some basic meeting agreements. Please respect the opinions and remarks of others. Please no cross-talking, only one person speaks at a time. Please turn your cell phones off or place them on vibrate. Please refrain from the overuse of profanity in order not to offend others. We already introduced ourselves, so let's have a moment of silence and remember why we are here. Thank you. So the topic that we have chosen today is motivation for recovery.
Definitely. Good.
All right, so let's begin.
All right, so we're going to talk about Relapse Prevention Group Handout. This particular topic is motivation for recovery. Motivation, I always remember this saying that I got from one of my mentors. He says, motivation gets you started, is dedication that keeps you going. So no matter who you are or whatever your motivation factor may be for recovery, or just living a different lifestyle from the lifestyle you previously was living, once you get the motivation, if one of the coaches, one of us, or a spiritual advisor, or a family member, or anybody, it can be anybody. Once the individuals give you or motivate you to want to change a particular lifestyle, remember that it's your dedication that will keep you going. We can do everything we can possibly in our means or say whatever we can to try to motivate you for recovery, but it ultimately will be your dedication to the recovery process that will allow you to maintain a lifestyle different from the lifestyle you used to live. So with that, let's go into this particular worksheet for today.
Do I start reading?
Yeah, you good.
Okay. Ask any group of people just starting recovery why they want to stop drinking and using right now, and you will get many different answers. I was arrested and it's either this or jail. My wife says if I don't stop, we are finished. Last time I used, I thought I was going to die. I know I will if I use again. They are going to take the children from us unless we stop. I've been drinking for 20 years now. It's time to change.
Wow. That is interesting, because a lot of times when I listened to what she was saying, it was more like you had an option, either this or that. But it wasn't like the guy said, well, hey, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. Yeah. And so I can relate to the first one, well, to some degree, whereas when I was coming home from incarceration, I had to go through classification. I was going from a maximum security to a full minimum facility. And so I went before the classification. They asked me, said, would you like to go to a work camp or would you like treatment facility? So I said, well, I'd like to go to a treatment facility. So they gave me 45 days to think about it, and I came back and I had the opportunity to go to a therapeutic treatment facility, which is a peer group. This is something like what we did here, peer, we help one another. And so, Mike, you may have a different scenario, I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's just, this was talking about different reasons people give for, different motivating factors for recovery. And all of them, I pretty much had used personally. I gotta be honest. But, remember I started off and I said the motivation gets you started is your dedication that keeps you going. There's going to be a lot more things down low that we're going to read. But when a person has that motivation, the motivation can come from an unlimited amount of reasons. And it's actually not just because this person was motivated by this reason, this person was motivated by that reason. It doesn't actually guarantee success, because either individual, or for example, if you're motivated to change because you have a prison sentence pending against you if you don't go into treatment, and you go into treatment and eventually you maintain recovery, I don't care what way you got motivated, the ultimate goal is seeing you succeed. So let's read down here. There's some good stuff right here.
It says, which of the people quoted above are most likely to be successful in recovering? It seems logical to think that people who want to stop drinking and using for themselves, and not because someone else wants them to, are more likely to do well in treatment. However, that may not be true. Research shows that the reasons people stop using have little bearing on whether they will be able to successfully lead a drug and alcohol-free lifestyle.
See that? You see what she just read? It says that no matter how the person got motivated, it doesn't determine who will be successful or not. Because jail could have been a reason why you start to get into or found motivation for recovery, or your wife kicked you out and you want to get back into the house. That gave you motivation to want to change. Me personally, I did that a lot. I literally used to go to church on Sunday after I did all my mess all week, cry out on the altar, oh God, please just help me. I don't want to do this no more. But really my motivation was to get back in the house. I just wanted my wife to see me acting that way, and hopefully she said, come on home. But that was my motivation. But that motivation started to transfer into me personally wanting to change on my own. So we can't look at individuals and think this person is not sincere about their recovery walk. No matter how they get the motivation, it's the dedication to the recovery process that they will obtain and maintain a recovery lifestyle.
It says, what does make a difference is whether they can stay drug and alcohol free long enough to appreciate the benefits of a different lifestyle. When debts are not overwhelming, when relationships are rewarding, when work is going well, and when health is good, the recovering addicted person wants to stay drug and alcohol free.
Yeah.
Wow. I know I do. I wake up, I'm eating good, I'm working a full-time job. I love what I do, things of that nature. Of course, those are motivating factors that I look towards, each day, not being able to go back to the old me and move forward to the new me.
So, in speaking to someone who might be watching it now that might have a substance use disorder, or who might watch this video later, it says what does make a difference is whether they can stay drug and alcohol free long enough to appreciate the benefits of a different lifestyle. So to that individual, I know you might be going through something today, or you was going through something yesterday, or you might go through something next week. All we want you to understand is stay clean long enough so you can appreciate the benefits of a different lifestyle. So just stay clean long enough. We understand you might be going through this and you might be going through that. But what we're trying to get you or motivate you to see is all you have to do is try to stay clean long enough so you can appreciate the benefits of a different lifestyle.
Stick to the strip.
Stick to the strip. I ain't heard that in a long time. Stick to the strip.
I like this quote. It says, "Fear will get people into treatment, but fear alone is not enough to keep them in recovery."
Woo! Fear from the police, fear from a sentence, fear from a spouse, fear from losing the job. It says fear will get people into treatment, but fear alone is not enough to keep them in recovery. Speaking of that not being enough to keep you in recovery, you might need sponsors, you might need recovery coaches, you might need a spiritual advisor, you definitely need a program plan, you need some type of recovery capital, you need a whole lot of things to put in your toolbox. So your toolbox for your recovery process. You need to learn new coping skills. Don't make it seem too complicated, or please don't try to complicate it, because fear will only get you into treatment. But fear alone is not enough to keep you in recovery. That's a good one. I like that. Woo! I'm going to use that one
Do we
tonight.
got anybody that would like to participate? Or no?
Mm-hmm.
All right, well.
What we got here? Let me read the question.
All right, go ahead.
What about
It's a worksheet. Let's go.
Well, let's work it then. List some specific reasons you first entered treatment. And this, what are some of the reasons that you first want to go into treatment? What's those reasons? You need to pinpoint these things. List some specific reasons you are continuing to work on the recovery process today. Why are you trying to maintain that recovery process? I like to keep my money to myself. But listen, before I was spending it on drugs, I don't want to do that. No, that was very stupid. Do you feel that your reasons for stopping drug and alcohol use initially are the same as your reasons for staying sober today? That's a good one.
It says to explain. Explain why.
Let's go.
Be truthful to yourself. A lot of times, you might have to make an inventory of why I'm doing this. What reason? What is the benefit? What is the downfall from going back to the old behavior? Sometimes you have to, question yourself, and also bounce ideas off other people, because you might give yourself one reason or response. But when you bounce ideas off other people, it's like a boomerang. When you send it out, it'll come right back to you.
Pros and cons.
Pros and cons.
Chart, that chart where you break up pros and cons. Like, what are the reasons you're doing it, and what about if you go back to using? What are the pros and cons? So you got to do all that, and that comes from. You never want to be your own counselor, and what I mean by that is, when you become your own counselor, this is universal in any area of our lives. When you become your own counselor, it will put you in a bad predicament, because you only will listen to your advice. So don't become your own counselor, so to speak. Throw it off, like Craig said. Throw it to somebody. Hey, I'm thinking this way. What you think about that? I'm thinking about doing this. What you think about that? Don't just try to be your own counselor and say, "Oh, I got this, I got this, I got this." And I'm speaking from personal experience, because I have gone on 13 years from any drugs or alcohol that I had previously used to do. But I still, at this stage in my life, throw things off at individuals. Say, "Yo, what you think about this? You think, I can do that? What you think about going to this? You feel like that?" Why do I do that? It's because I want to maintain my sobriety and recovery lifestyle. And you have to do the same thing. There is no place in recovery where they finally say, "You made it." That's it. You don't need no more help. You made it. You got it. There is absolutely no such thing in that place. No, that's not existing in our lives. Not just recovery, your spiritual walks, It can be in your employment. It can be in school. There's absolutely no such place that say, okay, you made it, that's it, you can't advance. You can always advance.
That's right. Whether it be behavioral issues, whether it be anger, whether it be mental illness, whatever, you can always improve.
Anything.
Right?
Yeah. You just got to be dedicated.
Dedicated. Mike say you got to be dedicated.
Not just motivated.
Not just motivated. All right. So where we at now, Karen?
Well, it ties into what you were saying. The next topic is truthfulness.
Oh!
Come on, Karen.
This is the one. Truthfulness.
Recovery coach specialist.
It says, during addiction, not being truthful is part of addiction. It may be hard to meet the demands of daily living and relationships and families and jobs and so on, and use drugs and alcohol regularly. As the addiction progresses, so do the activities that are necessary to obtain, use, and recover from the drug or alcohol use. It becomes more and more difficult to keep everything going smoothly, and addicted people often find themselves doing and saying whatever is necessary to avoid problems. Truthfulness is not always a consideration.
Being truthful. Once you find yourself start, my wife told me one day, well, years ago, but I have never forgotten. She said, don't compromise. And what that means is if you start lying about this, you'll start lying about that, you'll start lying about that. And truthfulness, if you're not truthful about situations, sometimes I learned so much from my wife because she says, I would rather you tell me than me hear it from someone else. And I said, man, that's kind of tough. So she said, I'd rather you be truthful than lie and then I find out later. So when you're dealing in recovery, if you're having desires or you're having cravings and you're having all these things going on, but you don't tell your sponsor, your mentor, your recovery coach, your counselor, your spiritual advisor, you don't be truthful to them, and then later on relapse, and now they find out that you was having these type of issues. So what we want to do is be honest and be truthful about it. Yeah. Just say, I'm having these cravings, I'm having these thoughts, I'm having these feelings about this because I don't want to let this shock you, but you're not special about those same things. Everybody has them when they coming out of one type of lifestyle to the next. Mm-hmm. So you have to be truthful about that.
Yeah. In the TC program, we use the term fake it till you make it. We don't want to do no faking. We want to be real and upfront. Yes. And one of the things about integrity is about, doing the right thing even when someone's not looking. Like Mike said, a lot of times you need to just follow up. Some people come out of residential treatment and they don't want to do continuum care. They figure like, okay, I did 2 weeks, I did detox for 5 to 7 days. I did
I'm
residential. Yeah, I'm good. I did 2 weeks. I don't need no continuum care.
Yeah,
but we strongly advise, stay with the program. And continual care is always healthy because you're going to always gain some good information. Mike said you're going to get some tools. Yep. You're going to get your cognitive built up. And you're going to work on some things and you're going to surround yourself with positive people.
All the time. And then you got to remember, or here at Capital Recovery Center, if you need any help or assistance with any of those type of things or help you build your recovery capital, you can always contact us and we can set up an appointment. And we can go through all the things that what are some of your high risk needs and where can we better help you, assist you into the process. We have meetings online Tuesday and Thursday and we just want to try to help you. So if you need that type of help and you have issues or struggles that you're having in your recovery process, just contact us on 856-391-7449, 1-800-236-2448. And Craig and Karen and pick the phone up.
Yeah, Michael pick it up on the first ring. You know what I mean? I'll probably pick it up on the second ring.
But we gonna make sure that you get the services you need. Just call us. We will make sure.
Absolutely.
All right. It says, during recovery, Being honest with yourself and with others during the recovery process is critically important. Sometimes being truthful is very difficult. You may not seem to be a nice person. Your therapist or group members may be unhappy with your behavior. You may be embarrassed. Other people's feelings may be hurt. Trying to be in recovery without being truthful will make you feel crazy. It will make everything you are doing seem like a waste of time.
Yeah. Don't come to recovery. I just strongly advise it. You know, we talk about sharing, you know, information. Some people are comfortable sharing their past history or their lifestyle. And I just advise anyone, if you go into a group, you know, in order to be go into full recovery, you can't go in there telling war stories.
No, don't do that.
And war stories is a term we use when you go in there, you know, faking the phone, lying about this, that, and, you know, stay honest. And so that's the only way someone can help you, if you are sincere about getting some treatment.
And maintaining it. And also, when she had read, she said, be honest with the most important person, yourself, and with others. So more importantly, you got to be honest with yourself. If you're having any type of problems in your recovery process, it's okay. Don't panic, but be honest with yourself and say, you know, I need to reach out to this man. I need to reach out to this woman. Be honest with yourself and with others. More importantly, remember it's about you. Because ultimately, if the individual go back to doing what you used to do, the other people will suffer the consequence of the bad decisions that you possibly could make if you're not truthful about triggers, not truthful about areas you might have been going through, you're not truthful about relationship problems you may be having or financial issues, whatever it may be. Be truthful to yourself that you are having this problem, and then it's possible for you to get the help that you need. But more importantly, just be truthful about it. Don't try to hide it. And if you have a loved one and you're really trying to, you know, I see this a lot where loved ones of people who might have a substance use disorder wait till the wheels fall off, if you will, before they actually say something about getting the individual help, or because they don't want to, you know, admit that this person has this issue. You have to be truthful to yourself. The person have an issue, just connect them to the resources and just let the process work. Let the people who are specialized in that particular field do what they do. Don't try to protect your loved one in the sense of, oh, I can help them. I know what they're going through. Just connect them to the right people.
Yeah, and this group is called Multiple Pathways of Recovery. And it ain't just all about alcohol or substance abuse. And like Mike was talking about, you know, even a relationship, you know, sometimes things may not go well. And sometimes you're going to have up days and bad days. So if you find yourself in a relationship where you may need one-on-one biblical counseling,
Yep.
you know, seek that. You know, if you're struggling with eating or gambling, seek someone for those issues as well, because there's many addictions out there that affect a lot of people. And you know, we just don't want to just focus on, you know, the alcohol or the substance abuse. Mm-hmm. There's multiple addictions that people are struggling with, and so seek help. You know, it's not bad. It's not a bad thing. What do you think about therapy, Karen, or recovery?
Well, truthfulness. So if fear is a motivating factor for you not being truthful, like if you're afraid that you're going to hurt your family members' feelings, I just feel like you can't make assumptions. I think communication is very important in being truthful, because you don't know how the person is going to react. But if, you know, they might be appreciative of you being honest because they feel trusted that the person is able to tell this other person how they're truly feeling in their recovery process.
Yeah. And everybody need that. They need somebody to be able to
accountability part.
Yeah,
right?
That you can trust. You know, because if I come to you, if it's something that's very a concern to me, I need someone that I'm able to. I believe everybody has that person that they can go to and share it. I just don't think we don't utilize them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So learn to utilize the people you can trust. That's good, man. I'm gonna write that down.
Yeah, confidentiality is very important. So if you feel comfortable sharing information with someone that you know that they're not going to label you or try to belittle you, confide in them for help.
Learn to utilize the people you can trust.
Yeah.
It's a good one, man.
Very good.
Tweet that.
Tweet it.
Hashtag. Hashtag.
it.
Learn to utilize the people you can trust. That's
Yeah.
good. That's a good one. Let's move.
All right. Next page.
Where we at? Yeah, we got this next.
It says, being partly honest is not being truthful. Do you ever decide to let
White
someone...
lie.
Do you ever decide to let someone believe a partial truth? Tell people what they want to hear. Tell people what you wish were true. Tell less than the whole truth.
That's called being partly honest is not being truthful. Do you ever decide to let someone believe a partial truth? Like, yeah, what you was over there for? I was over there for this reason. Yeah, but that wasn't the initial reason. That was the second reason you was over there. Yeah. So a lot of times we give partial truths, but we really you can't give partial truths because partial truth always comes back to hurt you.
Yeah.
It always comes back to hurt you.
That's called throwing a curveball.
Curveball.
Instead of coming at me straightforward, say, hey, Craig, man, listen, I had a slip. When you know you had a full-blown relapse, come to me straight up, and I can help you better. Or Mike, he can help you better. Or Karen, she can help you better.
Tell us the full story. Don't give us a partial truth. I got you need help with sober living house, and you just left a sober living house. You say, oh, they closed down. And that didn't close down. You got kicked out. Tell us the truth so we can actually help you in the next. Don't tell us a partial truth. Tell us the whole thing. Tell less than the whole truth. Do you tell people what you wish were true? Wow. Tell people what you wish were true. Wow, that's tough.
All right, so we at the last part? Or?
Yeah, we don't forget that every Tuesday we have coffee and conversation. And we have recoveries on wheels, right?
Yep, Recovery on Wheels. The first week of February, it's going to be out on the Dollar Store Plaza in Bridgeton on February 3rd from 10 in the morning until 2 in the afternoon. And thereafter, it's going to be pretty much every Wednesday the entire month of February. We're going to be in Millville next, Vineland, and then ending again in Bridgeton.
Nice. So look out for Recovery on Wheels. If you have anybody who needs to go into some type of treatment, outpatient or inpatient, if you don't want to contact us, you can always go to the Recoveries on Wheels. We talked about motivation for recovery and truthfulness. They go hand in hand. They are like left and right. Motivation for recovery and truthfulness. And remember, motivation only gets us started. It's dedication that keeps us going. And that's in every area of our lives. If we want to further our education and we get motivated to want to gain or further our education, we get motivated, that's great. But it's our dedication to our classes and our teachers and our homework that keeps us going. And recovery is the same way. It's universal. Motivation for recovery is one thing. Dedication to recovery is totally another different thing. And you have to be truthful in every area of your life.
All right, well, I think that's all for today, right? So I'm going to give you guys a closing statement. It says, in closing, I would like to thank you all for coming today. We close an all recovery meeting with a positive affirmation about ourselves, followed by a moment of silence to remember why we are here. So my positive affirmation is, don't let motivation stop you at just starting, but let it fuel you to continue.
That's good. I'm gonna use that.
I don't think I can top that one.
I'm gonna give a credit next week. But anyway, my positive affirmation is no matter what you go through, even if you fall down, remember that you never lose. You always win or you learn.
And my positive affirmation is encourage yourself so that you can be an encouragement to someone else. All right?
And remember, at Capital Recovery Center, our motto is, how can we help you with your recovery today? We see y'all next week.
See ya.
Awesome stuff, brother,
Yes,
sister.
Uh-huh.
That's awesome.
That's all we do.
That's awesome. Did you sing?
Your light went out, man. I don't know what happened.